Mindset Shift Audiobooks, The Empress through Stoic Thought Reflections, inspired by meditations. Welcome to Mindset Shift Audiobooks, a place for becoming. Here you'll find the structure to build more abundance, more success, more life lived on your terms. If this resonates, subscribe for daily content. Let's begin. Introduction: Sovereignty and the Stoic Mind. There is a passage in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations that reads, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the Empress, not the woman who controls everything, not the woman who micromanages the external world, but the woman who governs her inner world with such clarity, such sovereignty, that the external world loses its power over her. The Stoics understood something that most people miss. True power is not about dominating others. It is not about forcing outcomes. It is not about bending the world to your will. True power is about mastering yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your inner state. And the Empress, when understood through Stoic philosophy, is precisely this: a woman who governs her own mind, who does not abandon herself when the external world is chaotic, who remains centered, grounded, sovereign, regardless of what is happening around her. Why the Stoics and the Empress belong together. The Stoics were philosophers of self-governance. They believed that the only thing you can truly control is your own mind, your thoughts, your judgments, your responses. Everything else, other people, external events, outcomes, is outside your control. And to seek control over what you cannot control is to suffer. The Empress embodies this philosophy. She is the archetype of internal sovereignty, of self-possession, of governing your own life from the inside out. She does not waste her energy trying to control what she cannot control. She does not abandon herself when things do not go as planned. She does not collapse when the external world is unstable. She governs herself, and from that internal governance, she creates a life that reflects her values, her truth, her authority. How to use this audiobook. Over the next hour, we will explore the Empress through the lens of Stoic philosophy. You will hear what the Stoics teach us about sovereignty and self-governance, how the Empress embodies Stoic principles, the Stoic practices that cultivate the Empress within you, how to govern your inner world when the external world is chaotic, how to rest in your own authority without needing external validation. By the end, you will understand the Empress not just as an archetype, but as a philosophical practice, a way of being, a discipline of the mind. Let's begin. Part 1. The Stoic principle of internal governance. You have power over your mind. The Stoics were obsessed with one question: what is within my control? Their answer was simple: your mind, your thoughts, your judgments, your responses. Everything else, other people's opinions, external events, outcomes, is outside your control. And to seek control over what you cannot control is to suffer. This is the foundation of Stoic philosophy, and it is the foundation of the Empress. The dichotomy of control. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and in one word, whatever are not our own actions." The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control, and it is the key to inner peace. You can control your thoughts, your judgments, your responses, your actions, your values. You cannot control other people, external events, outcomes, the past, the future. And the more you try to control what you cannot control, the more you suffer. The more you abandon yourself, the more you lose your sovereignty. The Empress and the dichotomy of control. The Empress understands this instinctively. She does not waste her energy trying to control what she cannot control. She does not try to control what other people think of her, whether people approve of her decisions, whether things go according to plan, whether outcomes unfold as she hoped. Instead, she focuses on what she can control: her own thoughts, her own responses, her own values, her own actions. She governs her inner world, and from that internal governance, she creates a life that reflects her sovereignty. What this looks like in practice. Example 1. External criticism. Someone criticizes you publicly. They question your competence. They undermine your authority. The non-Empress response: you spiral, you defend yourself, you try to control their opinion of you, you abandon your inner sovereignty to manage their perception. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism: you recognize, I cannot control what they think. I can only control my response. So you do not spiral. You do not defend. You do not abandon yourself. You return to your own knowing. You ask, do I trust my own competence? Do I trust my own authority? If the answer is yes, you do not need their validation. You are sovereign. Example 2. Things not going as planned. You have been working on a project for months. You have poured yourself into it, and it fails. It does not go as you hoped. The non-Empress response: you collapse. You question everything. You believe that if the outcome is not what you wanted, you have failed. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism: you recognize, I cannot control outcomes. I can only control my effort, my values, my integrity. So you do not collapse. You do not abandon yourself. You ask, did I do my best? Did I act with integrity? Did I honor my values? If the answer is yes, the outcome does not determine your worth. You are sovereign. The key insight. The Empress governs her inner world. She does not waste her energy trying to control the external world. She focuses on what is within her power, her thoughts, her responses, her values, and she releases what is not. This is Stoic sovereignty. This is the Empress. Part 2. The Empress and the discipline of judgment. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. One of the most profound Stoic teachings is this: it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. This is from Epictetus, and it is the foundation of Stoic psychology. External events are neutral. They simply are. It is your judgment about the event, your interpretation, your story, your meaning-making that causes suffering or peace. The Empress understands this. She does not allow external events to dictate her inner state. She governs her judgments. What is a judgment? A judgment is the story you tell about what is happening. The event. Someone does not respond to your message. Possible judgments. They are ignoring me. They do not respect me. Suffering. They are busy. This has nothing to do with me. Peace. The event. Your business is not growing as quickly as you hoped. Possible judgments. I am failing. I am not good enough. Suffering. Growth takes time. I am building something sustainable. Peace. The event is the same, but the judgment changes everything. The Empress governs her judgments. The Empress does not allow her judgments to run wild. She does not accept every thought as truth. She examines her judgments. She questions them. She governs them. Example: you post something on social media. It does not get much engagement. The automatic judgment: no one cares about my work. I am not good enough. I should give up. The Empress pauses. She examines the judgment. She asks, is this true? Is this helpful? Is this the only interpretation? She reframes. One post engagement does not determine the value of my work. I am building something over time. I do not need external validation to continue. She governs her judgment, and in doing so, she governs her inner state. The Stoic practice: examining your judgments. The Stoics practiced examining their judgments daily. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Today I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it, because it was within me in my own perceptions, not outside. The anxiety was not caused by the external event, it was caused by his judgment about the event, and once he recognized that, he could release it." The practice: when you feel disturbed, anxious, angry, hurt, overwhelmed, pause. Ask, what is the event? State it as neutrally as possible. What is my judgment about it? What story am I telling? Is this judgment true, or is it one possible interpretation? Is this judgment helpful? Does it serve me? What is a more sovereign judgment? What would the Empress think? This is how you govern your inner world. This is how you reclaim your sovereignty. Part 3. The Empress and the Practice of Acceptance. Amor fati. Love your fate. One of the most beautiful Stoic teachings is amor fati, love of fate. It is the practice of accepting what is, not with resignation, not with passivity, but with love. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." And Nietzsche, though not a Stoic, captured the essence of this practice when he wrote, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it." This is the Empress. She does not resist what is. She does not collapse into victimhood. She accepts, and in accepting, she reclaims her power. What acceptance is not resignation, giving up, passivity, doing nothing, tolerating abuse, staying where you are harmed, bypassing pain, pretending everything is fine. Acceptance is acknowledging what is true, releasing resistance to reality, choosing your response from a grounded place, moving forward with clarity, not reactivity. The Empress and acceptance. The Empress does not waste her energy resisting what is. She does not fight reality. She accepts it, and from that acceptance, she acts. Example: your business is struggling, revenue is down, you are stressed. The non-Empress response: you resist, you panic, you spiral, you think, this should not be happening, this is not fair, this is wrong, and in your resistance, you are paralyzed. You cannot think clearly, you cannot act effectively, you are at war with reality. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism: you accept, you say, this is what is true right now. I do not like it, but resisting it does not change it. And from that acceptance, you can act, you can assess, you can strategize, you can move forward. Acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance is the foundation for effective action. The Stoic practice, premeditatio malorum. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This is the practice of imagining in advance what could go wrong, not to catastrophize, but to prepare. Seneca wrote, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." The practice. Before entering a situation, ask, what could go wrong? How would I respond if it did? Can I accept that outcome if it happens? This is not pessimism. This is preparation, and preparation creates sovereignty. Example, you are launching a new offer. Before you launch, you practice premeditatio malorum. What if no one buys? I will assess, iterate, and try again. What if people criticize it? I will consider their feedback, but I will not abandon my vision. What if I fail publicly? I will accept that failure is part of creation. I will not let it stop me. When you have already accepted the worst-case scenario, you cannot be destabilized by it. You are sovereign. Part 4. The Empress and the Discipline of Desire. Do not seek for things to happen as you wish, Epictetus wrote. Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it happens, then you will be happy. This is one of the most challenging Stoic teachings, and it is one of the most liberating. The Empress does not cling to outcomes. She does not demand that things go her way. She acts with integrity, with effort, with intention, and then she releases the outcome. The tyranny of attachment. Most suffering comes from attachment, from clinging to how things should be, from demanding that reality conform to your expectations. Examples of attachment. This relationship should work out. This business should succeed. People should respect me. Things should be easier. And when reality does not conform, when the relationship ends, when the business struggles, when people do not respect you, when things are hard, you suffer, not because of the event itself, but because of your attachment to a different outcome. The Empress releases attachment. The Empress does not abandon her desires. She does not stop wanting, but she does not cling to outcomes. She acts with intention. She does her best. She honors her values, and then she releases the outcome. Example, you apply for a grant for your business. You want it. You need it. But you know you cannot control whether you get it. The non-Empress response, you cling. You obsess. You check your email every 5 minutes. You spiral when you do not hear back. You abandon your inner sovereignty to the external outcome. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism, you do your best on the application, you submit it, and then you release it. You say, I have done what is within my control. The outcome is not within my control. I will not abandon myself while I wait. And you return to your work. You return to your life. You do not allow the outcome to govern your inner state. The Stoic practice, the view from above. Marcus Aurelius practiced what is now called the view from above. He would imagine himself looking down at his life from a great distance, from the perspective of the cosmos. From that perspective, his problems seemed smaller. His attachment seemed less urgent. His suffering seemed less significant. The practice. When you are clinging to an outcome, when you are suffering from attachment, pause. Imagine yourself looking down at your life from space. Ask, in the grand scheme of my life, how much will this matter? In 5 years, will I remember this? Am I abandoning my inner sovereignty for something outside my control? This is not minimizing your pain. This is gaining perspective. And perspective creates sovereignty. Part 5. The Empress and the Discipline of Action. What is yours to do? The Stoics were not passive. They believed in action, but they believed in right action. Action that is within your control, action that is aligned with your values, action that does not depend on outcomes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what is yours to do. The rest does not matter." This is the Empress. She acts with integrity. She does what is hers to do, and she releases what is not. The Empress acts from sovereignty. The Empress does not act to prove herself. She does not act to earn validation. She does not act to control outcomes. She acts because it is hers to do, because it is aligned with her values, because it is a right action regardless of the outcome. Example, you have a difficult conversation to have. You know it will be uncomfortable. You know the other person may not respond well, but you also know it is the right thing to do. The non-Empress response, you avoid it. You wait for the right time. You hope it will resolve itself. You abandon your integrity to avoid discomfort. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism, you have the conversation, not because you know it will go well, but because it is yours to do. It is aligned with your values. It is the right action. You do not control how the other person responds, but you control whether you act with integrity, and that is enough. The Stoic practice, the evening review. Marcus Aurelius practiced an evening review. Each night, he would reflect on his actions. He would ask, did I act with integrity today? Did I honor my values? Did I do what was mine to do? He did not judge himself based on outcomes. He judged himself based on whether he acted with virtue. The practice. Each evening, reflect, what was mine to do today? What actions were within my control? Did I do it? Did I act with integrity? What was outside my control? What outcomes, responses, or events could I not control? Did I abandon myself trying to control what I could not control? Did I waste energy on what was not mine? This is how you cultivate sovereignty. This is how you become the Empress. Part 6. The Empress and Rest. You do not have to earn your humanity. One of the most radical aspects of the Empress, when viewed through Stoic philosophy, is her relationship with rest. The Stoics believe that your worth is not tied to your productivity. Your worth is inherent. You are a rational being. You have dignity simply by existing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live. Death hangs over you while you are still living, while you still can. Be good. Life is short." And to spend it proving your worth through constant productivity is to waste it. The Empress understands this. She does not earn rest. She takes it because she is human, and humans need rest. The tyranny of productivity. Most women believe they must earn rest. That rest is something you deserve only after you have done enough, achieved enough, proven enough. But this is not Stoic philosophy. This is capitalism dressed up as virtue. The Stoics believe that your worth is not tied to your output. Your worth is inherent, and the Empress, informed by Stoicism, embodies this. She rests not because she has earned it, but because she is human, and rest is a human need. The Empress rests without guilt. The Empress does not apologize for resting. She does not justify it. She does not perform productivity to prove she is worthy of it. She simply rests because she is sovereign, and sovereign beings govern their own lives, including their rest. Example, you have been working all week. You are tired. It is Sunday. You want to rest. The non-Empress response, you feel guilty. You think, I should be working. I should be doing more. I have not earned rest. So you work, and you resent it, and you deplete yourself. The Empress response, informed by Stoicism, you rest. You say, I am human, I need rest. I do not need to earn it. And you rest without guilt. You honor your humanity. The Stoic reminder, memento mori. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remember death, not to be morbid, but to remember that life is finite, that you do not have unlimited time, that you should not waste your life proving your worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. If you knew you could die tomorrow, would you spend today proving your worth? Or would you live fully, rest deeply, and honor your humanity? The Empress knows. She does not waste her life earning what is already hers. Closing. The sovereign mind. The Empress, when understood through Stoic philosophy, is not a woman who controls the external world. She is a woman who governs her inner world. She governs her thoughts, her judgments, her responses, her values, her actions, and from that internal sovereignty, she creates a life that reflects her authority. She does not waste her energy trying to control what she cannot control. She does not abandon herself when things do not go as planned. She does not collapse when the external world is chaotic. She rests in her own authority. She acts with integrity. She accepts what is. She releases attachment to outcomes. She is the Empress, and she is sovereign. What happens next? You will forget. You will try to control what you cannot control. You will abandon your inner sovereignty to manage external events. But now you have the Stoic practices. You have the tools to return to your sovereignty. And every time you notice, every time you catch yourself trying to control the uncontrollable, you can come back. You can ask, what is within my control? You can govern your judgments. You can accept what is. You can release attachment. You can act with integrity. You can rest without guilt. One choice at a time. A final Stoic reminder. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the Empress. This is sovereignty. This is you. Thank you for listening, and if this resonated, subscribe for more audiobooks on money, identity, and building a life that belongs to you. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.